Okay, so I'm in the champion rematch battle right now with just a Magikarp. There's absolutely nothing else in my party. Um, I'm not sure if anybody else has done this. I mean, you could tell it's the champion rematch because Charizard's level 75 instead of like, I think it's like 66 ordinarily. I actually got it down to like a really consistent method to get through. Well, it's a 100% consistent method to get through Lorelei, Bruno, Agatha, and Lance. It's really easy. You just here, you just set up with X moves and like all these items and stuff. You just set up with these and then a heal whenever you get low, and then you just sweep them. Well, the main thing that like let me do it though, was I brought like 4 items with me. I actually didn't end up using. I didn't use the scope lens or the bright powder. I used the choice band for every fight up to this one. So yeah, like all of the Elite Four, I just used the choice band essentially. The only move I have on this Magikarp is Flail. It's the only one. So I just entered the Elite Four with only 5 uses left on Flail, and I, completely set up on Lorelei's Dugong, and then I just swept her entire team with Flail, and with the Choice Band on, which means I go into Bruno with just Struggle, and, I set up on the Steelix, and then I just, swept with Struggle, and then I did the exact same thing with Agatha. You just get, like, fully maxed out, like, power, defense, speed, and the critical hit ratio and stuff. Like, that's literally it, and then I just swept the Struggle. And then I got to Lance, and I healed Flail with a Leopard Berry, and then I just set up on the Gyarados and swept that as well. Even the Aerodactyl, which is like, rock type, resists Flail. It doesn't matter because it was just that, like, power. Well, you have to specifically manipulate your HP when using Flail to be down to, like, a very specific range. Like, for this Magikarp, it's like 12 to 19 specifically gets me in the, well, not 12 to 19. Anything lower than 19, like 19 is like the threshold for the 150 range on Flail. And then if I get it lower than 12, I die to the Tyranitar Sandstorm. But yeah, I just manipulate my HP using like, the whatever the first Pokemon is on their parties to get down to like whatever I need it to be, and then I just sweep with Flail. The champion battle is the only one I have that's not consistent. What I had to do is, I just did the exact same thing. I completely set up on the Heracross, because that's his lead, and I needed to manipulate my HP to be specifically within the range of 12 to 19, because if it's like my Magikarp's HP specifically, the Sandstorm damage does 1/16 of your HP, and a 16th of 183 is 11. So if it's any lower than 12, I die to the Sandstorm. So it has to be specifically 12 to 19, because any higher than 19, it doesn't do 150 damage, which isn't enough to kill the Tyranitar. And this is why it's like not consistent, is specifically because of the Tyranitar. I have to have leftovers on this Magikarp. I actually did a full run with this Magikarp up to the champion battle, and I didn't have leftovers. I did it with just like Choice Band. And I couldn't win. I tried like everything. I could not win, and then I realized like, okay, I could just use leftovers to heal the Sandstorm damage. And this is like the only way I could possibly think of to get past the Tyranitar. Those are my stats, I guess, if you're interested in that. So yeah, basically I just had to, completely set up on the Heracross, get my HP down to the 12 to 19 range, kill it with Flail, and then when he sends out Tyranitar, I specifically need to land a critical hit, which with the dire hit is a 1 out of 8 chance. So that's the only way to get through this, as far as I know, is to get a 1 out of 8 crit on the Tyranitar, which I got in this run. And I, after that, because the Tyranitar is the only one that resists the normal type, that resists Flail. So the rest of his team, I've just swept, and now it's just the Charizard, and there's like no way this thing could possibly survive a flail. So I just thought I'd record it because I'm honestly not sure if anybody else has ever done this. I've seen videos of people, beating the game with Magikarp, but I've never seen anybody beat the champion rematch with Magikarp. At least I don't think so. It's really not that hard though. Like you really just set up with X items on every single team's lead and then just sweep. The only one that's not consistent is the Tyranitar crit, which took me way longer than it should have. That was like insanely annoying. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. Yeah, there's like no way this thing lives. Alright. Yeah, and I just want to see the video of just a lone Magikarp in the Elite Four. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll put this video in my teams folder. Even though like I didn't really train this Magikarp. Oh yeah, I should have said. I showed that this Magikarp has an adamant nature. It has adamant nature because that specifically boosts attack and lowers special attack. I didn't get perfect IVs. I just got like pretty good IVs. I specifically wanted like a pretty good attack IV, which it does. It's got like a pretty good one. It's like a high 20s, I think. And the rest of its IVs are just like okay. And then after that, I specifically gave it 252 attack EVs. And then the rest of the EVs, which was like 260, I think, I just divided in half on defense and special defense. I didn't give anything to speed because Magikarp's like only good stat is speed. So yeah, I gave it like as much attack as it could possibly have, like, an attack boosting nature, a fully maxed attack EVs, and a pretty good attack IV. And then, yeah, everything else just went towards the defensive stats. Which, honestly, I probably should have just poured everything into defense because Magikarp's special defense is like way worse than its defense, and it doesn't matter, because there's no X item to boost special defense. Like you can boost like every stat, excluding special defense in this generation, which is super weird. If I could do that, that probably would have saved me some trouble, honestly, but yeah, I can't. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Man, this is so cool though. Like just having like a singular Magikarp, with only one move. Like the weakest Pokemon ever. And the champion rematch as well. It's not just like the ordinary champion. Like this is as strong as the trainer could possibly get in this game. In this generation. Other than this, it would be like Steven Stone, in Emerald version, yeah. Which, I would genuinely say is probably not possible with Magikarp, because he trains Steel types, and it took a monumental amount of effort just to get around one Pokemon that resisted Flail. And if it actually no, even Steven's even worse than that because he's got an Aggron, which is the only steel rock type in the game, so that quad resists Flail. So the only way to get through that would be to use Struggle, which Choice Band also boosts, by the way, which is why I was wearing Choice Band through like all of this. It was actually really interesting. Is that like Choice Band, it boosts Flail, but then when you run out of Flail, it still boosts Struggle. So instead of Struggle being 50 typeless damage, it's 75. Which helped a lot. Like, I used Struggle through every battle in the Elite Four up to the champion. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Finally gonna show the lone Magikarp team. Even though I didn't really train it, I just, like, got it fully maxed out and then sent it through the Elite Four. Okay. Here it is. Great.